Holy crap, look at this situation. We're gonna play with these three amps, some pretty common amps that people use all the time. A beloved Engel Fireball, DSL 100H, this is not the HR, it's the H, and a Mesa Triple Rec. The whole reason for this video is for these guys. This is the Duality DX, man. This is what everybody loves, and we're gonna find out how good this thing is. But I'm gonna compare it to my favorite Overdrive as well. Whew, we're gonna have some fun. Well, unfortunately, I had this set up. It's running and stuff, you know, that's only a minute of stuff, but unable to view. Just my luck. Alright, welcome back to the show. We got a really cool one today. And I want to thank everybody who is, you know, come to the channel and because of that Metal Zone pedal thing, that thing blew up. I'm surprised it did. But maybe there is a thing about picking up these old school, just old school gear and putting into modern situations and see how they turn out. And I do agree, it did sound killer, man. I was pretty impressed with that thing. But today we're gonna take a modern Overdrive, one of the best, maybe even the best, according to everybody. I would love to find out if it is, for my personal taste. And we're gonna go through a Mesa, we're gonna go through Fireball and a Marshall and see what it sounds like. All right, let's do it. Just to go back, these two were my favorite Overdrives of all time. Obviously, the SD1 has always been a killer situation in this stuff for anything, actually. I can always rely on this. And I think John Simmons with Sonic Drive Studios had turned me on to this one a couple years back. And I love this. It's basically like a clean boost. It's very transparent drive. Absolutely love it. But we're not even going to worry about these, but I'm just wanted to show you guys where I come from, okay? So we got the Savage Drive and the DAE Duality DX, and I'm stoked about hearing this one. Let's go ahead and start jamming on some of this stuff. I will show you guys how I have these set up. I've already kind of dialed it in the way I like these set up with an Overdrive. Okay, so let's first hear what they sound like without an Overdrive so you guys can get a reference of that, right? So this is the Mesa, then I'll go to Fireball and then the Marshall, okay? Really woolly, but for a Mesa, I think that sounds pretty good. All right, let's go over to the Fireball. Now, I don't have the gain up because, you know, this thing breathes fire, you know? It's a Fireball. And I have the gain probably, what, like 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock, so it's not really much going through it, so. And still, it is aggressive as hell. So there's the Fireball. Now, let's go to the one that a lot of people have, is the Marshall DSL 100H, and for a good reason. I love this amp. I do plan on putting a choke in this, but that's for another day. But here's the DSL. killer by itself. And I'll go through these really quick. That's the Marshall. Here's the Fireball again. And here's the Mesa. All right, so now we have a bass line. Let's go ahead and use the Savage Drive. I already have that dialed in the way I like that, so let's just see what that sounds like now, okay? All right, so that's on. We're on the Mesa. Let's see what it sounds like. Ah, this drive, dude. I love the thing. Okay, now let's go over to the Fireball, see what that sounds like with the Savage Drive, right? Aggressive as hell. Freaking awesome. All right, now let's go over to the Marshall, see what that sounds like with the Savage Drive. Okay, you hear that? Almost has like a mechanical art, like it sounds like computer artifacts or something with the distortion because there's too much gain going on. So we're gonna bring that gain back a little bit. A little bit more. I think it's just pushing the front end way too hard. Let's bring the volume back. Okay, that sounds better. Now that we got that, let's go ahead and go over to the green channel on the Duality. I don't think I have to explain the Duality to everybody, right? You're right? You're right? I think everybody knows about this. Maybe I should. There's a green and there's a blue and then there's a red, and it goes in levels of intensity, I guess. The green is a clean boost. The blue is a TS-808. The Ibanez one, Tube Screamer. And then you got a red channel when you hit both of them at the same time. You hold it down for a little while, and then it's just balls to the wall. Just a really crazy overdrive, which utilizes both of these stacks, the tone stacks here. So, and it does have a dual gate as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. And now let's go over to Duality. So we're on the green channel, and we got the gain. Here's the gain, EQ, and the volume. This is bass, treble, and volume here. Volume is there, and the gain is about 10 o'clock or so. I do have the EQ all the way up, but let's go ahead and go over to the Mesa and see what that sounds like just as is, right? let's go ahead and add some more volume to that. That does sound sick. And the gate is reacting really good. There it goes. And let's mess with the EQ. Let's go all the way back, see what that sounds like. Okay, it leaves the low end there. Right in the middle, which is pleasant. Let's go 3 o'clock. I mean, that in itself as a drive is pretty awesome. All right, let's go over to Fireball, see what that sounds like as is. That sounds pretty good, but I think the volume is a little too high on that one. It started to sound like the weird gain artifacts. And then let's push up the gain a little bit. I do like the green mode for the Mesa more so. So let's go over to the Marshall. That's pretty awesome, man. If that was just a drive by itself, I would love it because you can really dial in exactly what you want from it. So that's pretty killer. That sounds great with the Marshall. Let's bring up a little more volume. The hell, that is killer. All right, let's go ahead and go to the blue channel and just see how that kind of plays out. We're on the blue channel now. Okay, I got it set. The bass is at noon, treble is at 1 o'clock or so, and the volume is at 3 o'clock. So let's go ahead and see what it sounds like on the Mesa. Probably want to bring up the treble on that one. Yeah, that's it. Let's cut the bass some. Yeah, just tighten it up. Ah, that even sounds better than the green channel now. Now let's go over to the Fireball. Let's listen to that. It sounds like it's pushing it too hard again. So we're going to bring the volume back down. and it's cutting a little too much bass, personally. We're gonna put that to 1 o'clock. Pretty sick too. All right, let's go over to the DSL. See what that sounds like as is. Ooh, ooh, I like that. Dude, that and the blue channel on that is killer. I like the way it's set up right now. That sounds pretty damn good. You hear it has that like little metallic-y kind of, it's almost like a single coil. You know, when it just cuts the low end enough to where, and it has that little top end to it that it adds to it just to give it that little like single coil thing, man. I love that. All right, now let's go back to the Savage Drive because we're pretty removed from it right now. And I know this is going to be a lot more gain going on because that's just the way I have it set up. But let's get that reference again, shall we? All right, we're going to bypass that. We're going to turn on the Savage Drive. And let's just listen to the Marshall again because I really love the way the blue sounded on that one. So here's the Marshall. That's Savage Drive, dude. Airs Effects, man. I'm really excited about seeing if I can demo that solid state power amp he's got going. That thing looks awesome. But I'm telling you, man, this Savage Drive 2 is killer. Let's go to the Fireball. See what it sounds like where it is. Little 13 Steps of Nowhere. I mean, it's killer, man. All right, now the Mesa with the Savage. Oh. That's tough, dude. Actually, what I'm gonna do now is, with each amp, I'm going to go back and forth between the overdrives. So let's do that. So we just heard the Mesa on there. Let's turn on the Duality, and here's that. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit because it's the Mesa. That sounds great. Now the Savage. Ah, man. And the Duality again. Tell you what, I'm gonna add a little bit of bite to the Savage. So I did have the bite up pretty high. And let's bring the tight up a little bit more. Oh, both of these are freaking awesome, man. Duality again. So let's bring the bass back some and bring the volume up a little bit more. Okay, now we got a pretty good bass line, right? Let's go over to the Fireball. Here's the Duality. Okay, now the Savage. Duality again. Okay. I think the Duality's winning by a hair, but maybe it's because the way I have it dialed in. With the Savage, I have the Savage, I guess the drive, around 11 o'clock or so, and then the volume's just halfway. But there's a clarity with the Duality that's really shining, man. The Savage sounds a little dirtier. Oh, there we go. But let's hear that again. And it might be because of the bite. Okay. Duality. I mean, they're both awesome, right? All right, now let's go over to the Marshall, and then we're going to do the red channel after this. Dude, what the hell? That is awesome. I like that combo right there. And let's see what the Savage sounds like on air. Sounds like it needs a little more drive, and probably cut the low mid some. Okay. There's something special about the Marshall in that. It just had that like twang to it or something. Like, I really like that. You can go too far too quick with that kind of a thing, but I think it just, let's hear that one more time actually. So, here's that quang, twang, quang, tang. Damn it. You hear that? And obviously we got the treble up pretty high, so let's bring that back a little bit. It's definitely doing something for the Marshall that it's not doing for the others. I really dig that. The Duality is very special with this Marshall DSL. That's good. Okay, now let's go balls to the wall. And let's go to the red channel. Oh, so hard to do this with it on the board. No, I don't want green. Ah, I got it. All right. Okay. So now we're on the red channel. We'll just stick to the Marshall. Let's see what that sounds like. That is so cool, man. You literally have 2 gates and 3 overdrive pedals in this thing. And you know, when I first heard about the price on this thing, I was like, damn, that is like expensive ass overdrive. Why would it be so expensive? Because you're getting 3 overdrives that do totally different things and 2 gates. Now that I'm playing this, I understand why now. All right. Bring that treble up a little bit. Dang, man. Really makes the guitar really easy to play. All right, let's hear the Savage. All right, Savage is on. Okay, let's give it a chance and bring up the drive some, right? I guess we'll do the volume first. See what that sounds like. Let's bring up the Savage a little bit more. Okay. All right, DAE. You know, what I'm getting from this is the clarity. I don't know if there's some kind of buffer situation going on here, but whatever it's doing, it's making it clearer than going from the Savage Drive. But I don't know. I had the Savage Drive going into the Duality, so I don't know if that's affecting the situation there too. I didn't want to put the Savage behind or in front of the DAE because I didn't want the gate to mess with that. I don't know, man. It just sounds clearer. Now I have a Wagner Überschall. All right, now let's go over to the Fireball, see what that sounds like with the red. Okay, compared to the Savage, that sounds sick, by the way. It's still not as tight, you know? Let's bring up the tight there a little bit more, right? Sounds like there's just too much gain going on there. Sounds better. And Duality. Oh, dude. Dude, yeah. I've never heard the effects of a buffer. I don't know that that's what's going on here, but I would bet there is because he put so much into this. But that sounds freaking clear as day. Whenever I do the stuff like and then we go back over to the Savage. Granted, I probably could mess with the settings here a little bit more, but the Duality just has an extra edge to it, and for good reason too. And I'm not just saying that because it's like everybody loves the thing, and there's just a reason why people do love this thing. All right, now let's go over to the Mesa. Let's see what that sounds like. Am I on? Whoa. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, dude. All right, Savage, let's see what you can do, man. Let's bring up the bites. let's cut the mids. I don't know. Duality. Let's bring in some more bass. The red activates both. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. Ooh. Oh, I don't know, man. Whoa. Brought up the tight and the bite. Actually, let's bring in some more low mids and high mids. Ah, the Savage did it. There we go. That's where I'd like it. Let's go back to the Duality and just hear that again. All right. It's cutting it close here, but as you see, I have the bite and the tight pretty high up there, and there's no gate going on here, so. Huh. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think when I got to the end here and was actually pushing the bite and the tight, it got pretty close to the Duality, and I did not do that throughout the whole video, but I was just like, let's give it a shot. So I did that, and it's pretty close to that. I did not mess with the knobs and stuff on the red thing, red channel. I'm sure I could get even more out of it. But I didn't know that, I didn't feel like I needed anything more from what it was giving me. So, what do you guys think? Does the Aris Effects Savage Drive compare? I mean, I guess not in the sense that it's only it does one thing and does it very well. Love that drive. But then you have the Duality, which is literally 2 gates and 3 pedals, and apparently an awesome buffer system going on there. I don't know, it's just really clean sounding. I know a buffer, like, you know, boosts the signal and stuff, but it just sounds really good through that. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the Savage Drive has a buffer and is pushing that through it. I don't know. Maybe we're double buffering. Don't know. But that's everything I wanted to go through. I wanted to show you guys these and go through all these amps and just see how they react. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and thank you guys for sitting here and listening to me talk and riff away, doing my thing. DMD out.